Hi everyone. Today let us see about knowledge representation. Knowledge representation, it is human are best to understand reasoning and interpret knowledge. Knowledge knows things, which is knowledge as per their knowledge they prefer various actions in the real world. Uh, but how machines do all these things, which can be understood under the knowledge representation and reasoning. There are two types. The first one is knowledge representation and reasoning. That is KR and KRR is a part of artificial intelligence, which concern with artificial intelligent agent thinking and how thinking contributes to intelligent behavior of agent. It is responsible for representing information about the real world so that a computer can understand and can utilize the knowledge to solve the complex real world problems such as diagnostic medical condition or communicating with humans in natural language. It is also a way which describes how we can represent knowledge in artificial intelligence. Knowledge representation is not just storing data into some database, it is also enabling an intelligent machine to learn from the knowledge and the experiences so that it can behave uh, intelligently like a human. What is represent? There are some types of representations in artificial intelligence. The first one is object. All the facts about object in our world is a domain. For example, the guitar containing strings, brass instruments, etc. The next one is events. Events are the action which occurs in our world. The next one is performance. It describes behavior which involves knowledge about how to do things. And the next one is meta knowledge. It is knowledge about what we know. And the next one is facts. Facts are the truth about the real world and what we represent. And the next one is knowledge base. The central component of the knowledge base agent is the knowledge base. It is the representation of how knowledge base is a group of sentence. First, let us see about knowledge. Knowledge is the awareness of familiarity gained by experiences of facts, data, and situation. Let us see about the types of knowledge we have. The first one is declarative knowledge. Declarative knowledge is known about knowing about something. It includes the concepts, facts, and objects. It is also called descriptive knowledge and expressions in this declarative sentences. It is simple than procedural language. The next one is procedural language. It is also known as imperative knowledge. Procedural knowledge is a type of knowledge which is responsible for knowing how to do something. It can be directly applied to any task. It includes rules, strategies, procedures, agendas, etc. The procedural knowledge depends on the task on which it can be applied. The next one is meta knowledge. Knowledge about the other things is called as meta knowledge. The next one is hermeneutic knowledge. It is the representation of knowledge of some expert in a field or subject. This type of knowledge is having the rules of thumb based or previous experiences, awareness of approaches, and which are good to work but not guaranteed. The next one is called as structured knowledge. Structured knowledge is basic knowledge to problem solving. It describes the relationship between various concepts such as the kind of parts and a group of something. It describes the relationship that exists between the concepts or a particular object. The next one is the relation between knowledge and intelligence. Knowledge of real world plays a vital role in intelligence, and same for creating artificial intelligence. Knowledge plays an important role in demonstrating the intelligent behavior in artificial intelligence agent. An agent is only able to accurate act on some input when they need some knowledge or experiences about the input. Here, let us see how to meet some person who is speaking in a language where we do not know that, and how can we able to act on that. The same thing applies to the intelligent behavior of the agent. And this agent can be uh, used or can be done with a sensor and the environment. This knowledge cycle, it is the artificial intelligence system, and there are so many components which deals with the intelligent behavior. The first one is perception. The next one is learning, knowledge, representation and reasoning, planning and execution. And here, this artificial intelligence system can interact with the real world, and what component helps it in a slow intelligent. And this artificial intelligent system, it is an environment, and it has visual and audible data in the sensor inputs. The learning components is responsible for learning these perceptions. And this approaches to knowledge representation. It is having four approaches. The first one is simple relational knowledge. It is the simple way of storing the facts, which uses the relational methods, and each fact about a set of objects is said to be in a column. This approach of knowledge representation is famous in database system, where the relationship between the different entities is represented. And this approach has little opportunity for the interference. And the next one is called as inheritable knowledge. In this inheritable knowledge approach, all data must be stored into a heritage of classes. All classes should be arranged in a generalized form of heritage manner. In this approach, we apply inherited properties. Element which inherits values from other members of a class. This approach contains inheritable knowledge, which shows a relationship between the instance and classes, and it is called instance relation. Every individual frames can represent the collection of attributes and its values. In this approach, the object and the value are represented in some box notes. And the next one is inferential knowledge. This knowledge approach represents the knowledge in the form of formal logic. This approach can be used to derive so many facts. It guarantees the corrections. And the next one is procedural knowledge. The procedural knowledge approach uses small programs and codes which describes how to do specific things and how to proceed. Here, one important rule is called if then rule. And in this knowledge, we can use various knowledge languages such as Lisp language and Prolog languages. Here, we can easily represent Hercules or domain specific knowledges using the approaches. And it is not necessary that we can represent all cases in this approaches. And the next one is a requirement for a knowledge representation system. A good knowledge representation system must process this four types of data. The first one is representational accuracy. So here this system should have the ability to represent all kind of requirement that is required for the knowledge. And the second one is inferential accuracy. This system should have ability to manipulate the representation structure to produce new knowledge corresponding to existing structure. And the third one is inferential efficiency, the ability to direct the inferential knowledge mechanism into more procedural direction by storing appropriate guidance. And the last one is acquisitional efficiency, the ability to acquire a new knowledge easily using automatic methods.